Good evening to everyone. Am I audible, Pulavani? Am I audible to all of
Yes,
you?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. There is a very few number of students, only 49, because of the time period or what? Because
Yes,
of this time period.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's କହିଦିଅ
ଜାଣି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ପିଲା ଟାଇମ ସେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ଟା ଆପଣ ସେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ଟା ଆଜି ମାନେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ପଠା ହଉଛି ନା ତ ଜାଣି ହଉନି।
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ସେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ତ ଗୋଟେ ସେଡ୍ୟୁଲ ଆମେ ଦେଇଛୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ।
sometimes it will be changed, sometimes not.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆମେ
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଏବେ
normally
ଅଫିସ ବି ରହିଯାଉଛି ନା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ତ ଜାଣି ହଉନି ସେଥିପାଇଁ।
ହଁ ସେଇଟା କୁହନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ schedule normally just ଆପଣ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ anyhow you know that your classes is from 5 onwards right? So କୋଉ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା ହବ ଖାଲି ସେଇଟା ଆମେ
ହଁ ହଁ
ଦଉଛୁ
ହଁ।
ଆଉ ପ୍ରାୟତଃ କ୍ଲାସ ଗୋଟେ ଦିଟା ହିଁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହଉଛି ବିଶେଷ ସେମିତି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହଉନି ଆମେ ଲେବଲ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଟ୍ରାଏ କରୁଛୁ କି ନ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହଉ ବଟ୍ as I have already told all of you that କି ମୁଁ ପିଲାମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ
Yes, ma'am.
so as we already discussed that we are completely depending upon some outsourcing teachers. So basing on their time and all, we have to little bit make a little bit adjustment. Right? Okay. Let me share my screen and we will start with this. Just a minute to learn. My PPT is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So we'll start with this the first unit, and as I think I have already shared the syllabus to all of you, and I believe that all of you have must visited the syllabus. Retail management is the paper that I am taking, and I think all of you must be. So all of you can understood this is the paper of retail management, and I hope you know me, myself, Dr. Rashmi, your one of your co-teacher from DTC. And as all of you are very desperate to know who is taking retail management, and that there are so many messages. So I'm happy that this retail paper is required for all of you. Yes, retail is a very important paper. If you see, this is one of the paper which is an extension version of marketing management. When we're talking about marketing, there are certain branches, and one of the extended branches of marketing management is your retail management. And what we will study in this retail management, if I'm talking about retail as a structure, then it is very huge. But we try to synchronize the syllabus, and the syllabus goes like this. In unit 1, we will try to cover what is retail, like everything in introduction. Retail industry in India, retail industry in worldwide, retail industry, how it was being developed, even in India and worldwide. What are the challenges that retail industry is facing in India? How the retail industry is essential for the customer point of view, seller's point of view. And when we're talking about competitive market, yes, competitive market point of view would be how the retail industry is very essential, that we will study in the first unit. Second unit, we will try to cover the type of retail stores and what are the strategies that is adopted to develop the retail industry into a certain level, to a next level, whatever you can say. Seta ame second unit re padhiba. Third unit is very specified. That was called how location and layout is helping the retail industry. So retail industry ko kemti location or layout, how it was helped, that we will study. Then unit 4 is how the retail pricing was being identified, and what is the impact of retail pricing on the overall performance, that we will study in unit 4. And unit 5, it is globalization of retailing. That means how the retail industry globally established, and what are the basic challenges that is faced by the business organization in global level. So basically, retailing to AI retailing. So that is new concept now introduced, that is AI retailing and all. So it was not there in your syllabus, AI retailing, but if possible, we'll go little bit discussion on this also. So let's go to the first unit. So as you understood my structure last semester re mu sabale apanmanku kuhe ki we will go through the questions. Sometimes I wrote the questions on the PPT. Sometimes I told you the questions, but when you have very minimum time period, we should go for by the questions. That is you can say it is a clever move for in everyone, right? So we will try to understand 3 questions in the first unit. First question, describe the introductions, characteristics, importance, process and functions of retail industry. Second question, we'll try to understand what is the evolution of retail industry in India. And the third one is specifically we understood what are the paraphernalia which is there in the retail industry, and how the impact was being calculated, and how it was being accepted in the retail industry. So first we'll move to the question 1, what is retailing? Now what is retailing? If you see the little bit the history of retailing, it was the history of retailing was start way back. When it was started, it was way back started in in Rome, which is called an open operation system. That was called Grogger, kind of a Grogger and all. So that was started with the Rome concept. It was a very older concept. ସେମାନେ କଣ କରୁଥିଲେ ନା open market system means ଯଦି ଆପଣ କୌଣସି ଜାଗାକୁ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ବି ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି road side markets, fine. So that was the first kind of retailing shops. It was introduced in Rome, जोटी की roadside market को बेसी emphasis दिया जाउथिला. So that was the first kind of retail market. जदि आपण इंडिया रे कहउचंती what is the first type of retail market we have in India? Yes, same. I'm talking about the same one, that is retail industry was started with kirana stores. Retail industry in India started with some of the open market operations or open markets and all. It will be same gesture is start hichi, but the first country or the first place where it was being introduced, that was Rome. While we're talking about what is retail, what is retail? Retail is the final channel of distribution where a small quantity of goods and services are being sold directly to the consumers for their own use. That means what, when we're talking about retail industry and how it is different from marketing, when we're talking about marketing, marketing will sell in bulk and sell in small. But when we're talking about retailing, retailing is believing in niche concept. Niche concept कौन पिला माने last तमरो first semester I guess मु तमरो marketing पढ़ी थी. What is the concept of niche? Niche रा concept कौन किए कहिबो? Anyone? What is niche? You all are unmuted yourself. You can unmute yourself because till now मु mute करिनी काहको. What is niche? ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ମନ ରଖିନା ପିଲାମାନେ, ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ଏବେ ତ ପରୀକ୍ଷା ସରିଛି, ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ବି ବାହାରିନି.
Madam, niche, namaskar, madam. Niche means
Again.
it is a small segmentation of the product into different categories to meet the specific need of the people.
Ma'am, niche or
Very
niche?
good.
Niche product.
Niche marketing. It's not niche, it was niche marketing. Niche, whatever sir is telling, that was, answering that is
Ma'am,
absolutely correct.
the particular product or the particular group of thing we need to opportunity to sell in market.
Very good. Same sir भी कहले. So when we're talking about niche contains, like, if there is a huge group where good minute Gitanjali. So when we're talking about there is a huge population, and that huge population is required your product, but the population is a mixed group. Like there are mixed in gender, mixed in age, mixed in educational qualification, proficiency, everything was mixed. Now, how you will sell the product? It was very difficult to sell the product in that particular time period. We should think about segmentation and segmenting products into niche category. Niche category means homogeneous set of products, similar kind of products ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ sell କରୁଛୁ ଗୋଟେ ବଡ଼ segment କୁ divide କରି ଛୋଟ କରିକି ଆମେ ବିକ୍ରି କରୁଛୁ. So that was called niche. And when we're talking about retail industry, it was basically based on niche system. That means here we'll talk about small quantities of goods, small quantities of products and services. While it is manufacturing, it was targeting a small group, and that small group is being targeted and sold the product to, actually it was targeted and positioned or sold ଆପଣ କହିପାରିବେ to that particular very small group. One more thing here in retail that we have to understand, that is directly to the consumers. That means what? When we're talking about retail industry, ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ କୁହେ କି retail industry ହେଲା one-to-one industry. So where you could able to find exact interaction with the customers. ଯେହେତୁ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ କିରାନା stores open store market operations ରେ ଆସୁଛି, so ଆମେ directly ଗୋଟେ customer ସହିତ या तो फिर ଗୋଟେ consumer ସହିତ interaction କରିପାରିବା, and apart from that we'll get a direct feedback, so that whether he liked the product or she liked the product, or he do not being satisfied with the product or being very satisfied with the product. So ଏଇ ଯୋଉ simple ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆପଣଙ୍କ marketing or retailing ରେ ବହୁତ help କରିବ, ସେଟା ଆପଣ directly ଜାଣିପାରିବେ ଯଦି ଆପଣ retail industries ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, or it is all about retail. Now, moving one step ahead, when we're talking about what is the importance of retailing, the importance of retailing is somewhere revolving around the customers. So retail stores are the place where most of the actual sales to the customer takes place, and they act as both marketing tools for the brands and the support tools for the customers. Why? Because when when we're talking about retail, it was give you a retailing or retail shops give you a direct interaction with the customers. It ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ customer ସହିତ direct interaction ଦବ. Direct interaction is always beneficial. Always beneficial. It will give you a clear idea that whether your product is being accepted or being rejected. If it is not accepted or might be it is rejected, what are the definite cause behind that? ଥର ନେଇଯାଆନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ industry start କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି. So industry start କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ definitely you are a new entrant to the particular industry, and ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ new entrant ହିସାବରେ ପଶୁଛନ୍ତି, enter କରୁଛନ୍ତି, there are certain challenges that you have to face. ତମର BPSM ରେ ସେ challenges ଗୁଡା ପଢା ହବ, 5 force model ପଢା ହବ and all. So these are the challenges that you have to face. Remember, if you are selling in the retail industry, kichita adru challenges apana aramre you could able to overcome that. Why? Because you are having a direct interaction with the people, and certainly if the people are being disappointed with your product or services, or something like your packaging, or something like your delivery system, or something like of your salesperson, anywhere if there is a lacuna, you could able to overcome from that lacuna. So besides that, retailing is a great asset to the economy, and it provides jobs, adds to GDP, and they act as a preferred shopping channel during the holiday season. So when we're talking about yes, retailing system in India, around exactly, I'm not telling you, but on an approximately 10% of GDP was depending upon this retailing system. It was a survey of 2023, and around of 1.3 million trillion dollar US dollar business was every day was being mint in India. So it's a huge market. It's a huge business or huge market ଆପଣ କହିପାରିବେ. And because of this statistical tools or statistics, you could identify that it will add to a greater extent to your demand and supply. এটা ଆପଣଙ୍କ demand and supply को बहुत help करे. So ଯେତେବେଳେ demand and supply is good, then we said we do have a good economic system. We could able to have a controlled inflation of prices, goods and services. So हम पाएंगे এটা কোনো positive environment create करे. So that was the importance of retailing. Going one step ahead, that is, what are the different types of retailing? So types of retailing was being divided into 5 types. आमे पांच प्रकार retailing देखुछु. One is called store retailing. Second one is called non-store retailing. Then we have corporate retailing, internet retailing, and service retailing. So going to the first one, store retailing. It's a very common kind of retailing. जोटा कि आपण normally market को जेतेबेले भी जाउछन common retailing देखछन. That means that is a store like departmental stores, specialty stores, supermarket, convenience stores, catalog showrooms, medicine or drug stores, superstores, discount stores, extreme value stores, etc. These are stores who could able to sell the product and services directly to the people. So that was called retail stores. So retail stores, how it will help to us, because jodi apan dekhibe ajika date re there is a huge employability also being created by retailing or retail sector. Am I correct or wrong?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Yes, yes. So we have a huge employability, and sabale man rakhtanto when any country who have a greater employability, जो माने कि developed country India, sorry, world रे अछंदी. So हातरे गणी देले, I'm talking about a country like Japan, which is a developed country. So here the employability is very high. That means what we could not find out or kind of priority sector over that particular country. India रे किंतु priority sector जदि आपण कहबे percentage was very high, and priority sectors are always struggler, or like they do not have sufficient amount of money to purchase semi luxurious products or normal products also. So ସେମାନେ ସବୁବେଳେ subsidized product କୁ wait କରନ୍ତି, and government ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ subsidized product ତିଆରି କରେ and subsidized product supply kare. Now, when we're talking about, store retailing, this store retailing attract every group of people who are there, and store retailing through there is a huge employability also being created in India. So that आजिकल डेट रे आपण जोठी भी पिलां को देखिबे कि गोटे पर्टिकुलर सुपरमार्केट रो ड्रेस पिंधिची, तो आपण जानि परबे कि से सुपरमार्केट रे चाकरी करूची. So एमती करी बहुत employability create होची. So coming to the next one, that was called non-store retailing. Just a minute. So what do you understood by non-store retailing? Non-store retailing is a type of retailing where the transaction happens outside the conventional stores. It is further divided into two parts, that is called direct selling and automated vendors or automated selling. So could you please make an example of these two? Example मतलब direct selling and automated selling. Anyone? Any idea about this?
Direct selling means door-to-door selling.
Okay, very good. And automated?
Automated means like any machines, like that.
Good.
Where-
But can you please give me one example? Like I'll give you one.
No, one
Madam,
one
you know,
example
multi-level
like that.
marketing is
There
type
is
of
a
direct
auto
selling.
ATM like machine is there, and you have to select the product, and actually that the price will be displayed. You just put your price, coin or notes. The product will be fall in your tray. You take that.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? This is not
Multi-level
exactly
marketing
retail
is an
stores.
example of direct selling.
Wait, what? I'm not getting
Multi-level
this.
marketing.
Okay,
Amway,
multi-level marketing.
Modicare.
What is that kind of? Is it second category? Direct marketing or
Direct marketing.
automated?
Direct
Direct marketing. Very good. So I'm asking about automated.
E-marketing, Amazon, Flipkart, we can say that.
So I'm giving one example. Have you heard about this kiosk machines and all?
That kiosk machine, I was saying that. That
Kiosk
kiosk
machine means the one which
It's
we
like
use for cars.
ordering.
Okay. So what is kiosk work? This is a very popular term
Sorry?
when we're talking about innovation in retail and all. It's a very popular term, kiosk. So what exactly the kiosk machines are doing?
kiosk machines, मैडम वो क्या होता है ना, वहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट रखा जाता है, like ATM, you have to select that
जी.
product.
Yeah.
अभी अभी
Exactly.
kiosk
If you
machine
visited to any airport, and you are feeling thirsty and you want a cold drink or a water bottle, there is no one to sell. There is no retail shop, right? There is a kiosk machine. You have to input your money and you have to press the product code, whatever is written over that kiosk machine, and the product will deliver to you.
that kiosk machine, madam.
Isn't it?
Yes, madam. That kiosk machine was available in my ex-employer. वहाँ पे था बिस्किट,
Yes.
चिप्स, नमकीन्स, whatever, all these are जो snacks required. It was there.
Very good. जी.
तो 5 रुपया 10 रुपया जो प्राइस
So that
रहेगा.
was. हाँ. सर कहाँ पे 5 रुपए में आपको बिस्किट वगैरह मतलब कियोस्क मशीन में मिलता है, तो हमें भी बताइए, हम भी जाएंगे.
तो वो ओनली कंपनी का प्रीमाइसेस के अंदर में था वो
और
कियोस्क की वो
उसके लिए 5-10 रुपए में मिल गया है.
दैट इज सब्सिडाइज है वो वहां पे था.
दैट इज सब्सिडाइज. वही तो है, सब्सिडाइज है. नहीं तो
Ma'am, is
इतना कम में
it
कहाँ पे मिलता है?
excuse me, ma'am?
Yes.
Is it a vending machine type?
Yes.
Yes, but automated. It is a vending machine, but it was not operated by any person. It was automated. That was the difference. It is a vending machine, which is written over in your slide also, but it was not being operated by any person. It was automated. So that was called non-storytelling. Going one slide ahead. Next three kind of a retailing is corporate retailing. So what do you understood by corporate retailing? That was so one of the person was giving example of Amway. That was called franchise or chain store system. Like Amway, or we have something like Herbalife, that is energy drink or food supplements. These are like chain stores and franchisee stores. So these are also called as conglomerate business and all. Jotiki, if the people number of people increases, business increases without any physical appearance. Business ର କୌଣସି physical appearance ନାହିଁ. Amwayର କୌଣସି ବହୁତ ଅଧିକା stores ନାହିଁ. How it was being sold? It was sold through the people who are the member of that particular group. So ଯେତେ member ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବଢିବେ ସେତେ ଅଧିକା business ହବ, ସେତେ ଲୋକ ବିକ୍ରି ହେବେ. ଏଠି ଟିକେ price ଟା. So could I ask you, Vivo V2252, could you please mute yourself? Hello, Mr. Vivo V2252. ଶୁଭୁନି ତାଙ୍କୁ? अच्छा ପିଲାମାନେ म्यूट ऑल କରିବେ ବାଧ୍ୟ ହେଇ, କାରଣ interaction ହେଲେ it will be good. बिना interaction ରେ ପଢେଇଲେ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବନି, କିନ୍ତୁ କଣ କରିବା? Let me ask to mute this fellow person. Okay. So we have corporate retailing. Corporate retailing ro gote ame kochu one of the example is conglomerate, and conglomerate means it is a chain system. So one of the example, whatever one person was giving just 5 minutes before, that was Amio type. One more example I'm giving, that was like Herbalife, what's a food supplement. Here the product value decreases as the chain increases. And there is no compulsory retail shops for this particular product. So there is no particular products for this particular outlets or physical appearance of outlets for this product, but the chain system can make an immense number of work for this, right? So that was called your, corporate selling.
Ma'am,
Now
can
one
you
more
please,
selling was there. Yeah, please.
ma'am, the example right now you gave, can you please elaborate that one?
Which one? I mean,
Now you said na that we don't need to display
chain
the product.
stores.
Yeah, chain stores.
There is chain stores. Chain stores means either you can go for the franchise or chain stores. That means the number of people as involved as a seller, fine, in one particular category, then the product was being introduced to different, people. But there is no physical appearance of the stores over here. The one thing which is very essential in this particular point, that is in chain stores, no physical appearance of the stores. So people who are advisory, who are the seller, they will sell.
Home to
They
home
try
marketing
to
is
make.
suitable.
What you are asking into?
Matlab, can we say that ki this is like a home to home marketing type?
You can say this home to home marketing to ame कहबोनी, home to home marketing is something else. सेटा को ame personal selling कहूछु, one to one marketing. But very good. So, but when we're talking about chain stores and all, ଯେମିତି କି simple ନେଇଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, ଯଦି ଆପଣ କୌଣସି ବି ଏମିତି chain store ରେ as a advisory join କରୁଛନ୍ତି, it was not a 9 to 5 job. First ଏଟା ବୁଝି ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ, it was a not 9 to 5 job. So, you are being very flexible. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଟାଇମ ରେ ନିଜର କାମ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବେ, you are being flexible. ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ second ହେଲା, ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଟା ଆପଣ ନେଇକି ବୁଲୁ ନାହାନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି କି ଜଣେ ଆସୁଛି ଦେଖିବା ପାଇଁ କି ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିକ୍ସନାରୀ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଆସୁଛି, ତ ସେ ଡିକ୍ସନାରୀ ଧରିକି ଆସୁଛି, ଏଠି ଆପଣ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଟା ନେଇକି ଯିବାର ନାହିଁ, ଆପଣ ଲୋକକୁ ବୁଝେଇଲେ ଦେନ୍ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ କୁ ଅର୍ଡର କଲେ ପ୍ରଡକ୍ଟ ଆସିବ, ଫାଇନ୍। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ୱାଜ ଦ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଏସେନ୍ସିଆଲିଟିଜ ଅଫ ଚେନ୍ ଷ୍ଟୋର। ଥର୍ଡ ଏସେନ୍ସିଆଲିଟିଜ ହେଲା କଣ ନା, ଯେତେ ଆପଣ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲ୍ସ ବଢେଇବେ, ଯେତେ ଆଦେହରେ ଆଡଭାଇଜରୀ ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି କରିବେ, you will get some incentives for that. So if you are a level 7 person, that means under your, if that is 100 or 200 people, then you sit at your respective place and you earn money. There is no need to go visit and sell all these things. Got it? So এটা ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆପଣ positive ଜିନିଷ କହିପାରିବେ of this chain system. Next କହୁଛି franchisee ବି ଆର ଗୋଟେ example corporate retailing ର। So ଆଜିକା ଡେଟରେ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ପ୍ରତି in every particular place in a particular city, you could able to find out small kindergartens, small schools which is meant for this small children's kindergartens. If I remember, ଗୋଟେ time ରେ kindergartens ଟା କେବଳ Z ଦଉଥିଲା, Z channel or Z TV, the group of Z, ସେ kindergarten ଦଉଥିଲେ। So that kindergarten now become a very common franchisee to start your business for the small children. So କିଏ ଏଇଟା କରୁଛି ରେ ପିଲାମାନେ? ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ରେ ଦିଶୁଛି yellow ଗାର?
Yes, ma'am.
କିଏ କରୁଛି କିଏ?
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ସେଇ ଭିଭୋ V225
ଭିଭୋ, କିଏ ସେ ବାବୁ ଭିଭୋ?
ଅନ୍ ହେଇ ରହିଯାଇଛି, କଣ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଇଛି?
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଠିକ ଅଛି, କଣ କରିବା, ମାନେ ଯଦି ଏଇ ବୟସରେ ଟିକେ awareness ନ ରହିଲା, ଆଉ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି।
ସେଟା ରିମୁଭ୍ କରିହେବନି ବ୍ୟାକଏଣ୍ଡରେ କି?
ତାକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ ସେୟାରିଂ କରିବା
ନାଇଁ
ପଡିବ।
ଠିକ ଅଛି, ନାଇଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି, କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ, ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଆଉ ଥରେ
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ସବୁ ସିଟ୍ ରେ ଏଇଟା ଆସିବ।
ସବୁ ସିଟ୍ ରେ ଆସିବ? Acha.
ସେଟା ତ ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍
Then
ହେଇକି ଆପଣ ଆପଣ ସ୍ଲାଇଡ୍
okay,
ଚେଞ୍ଜ
I'll stop and I'll go once again. Let's see. Okay, ଏବେ ତ ଆସିଲାନି ଆଉ ଠିକ ଅଛି। ସେ ବି ଜାଣିକି ତ କରୁନଥିବେ କି I hope ଏଇ ବୟସର ଜାଣିକି ତ ଥୋଡି
ସେ
କରୁଥିବେ।
actually କାହା ପକେଟ ରହିଯାଇଥିବ ହେଇଥିବ।
ହଁ ହଁ ସେଇଆ ହେଇଥିବ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ଟୁ ଆଉ ଅନଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବାନି, ଅଫଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ କୁ ଯିବା।
ମରିଯିବ ପୁଣି।
ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଅନଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବା ନିହାତି ଦରକାର।
चलो आगे पढ़िया देखिए से ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन रो डिबेट ता परे करवा। So next one is called internet banking or internet retailing that was very popularly known as e-retailing. So आजिका डेट रे whatever internet रे आपण देखुचंदी widget like you know selling stores like आपण Amazon store, this Flipkart store, Myntra store, Meesho store, XYZ, n number of stores are there. So that all are open market retail system which is who are sell their product to the to your doorstep. Fine. Simple example नहीं जानता जी सकाले हठात की my mother says कि I need these things and it was exactly 8:10 and I'll have to reach to DDC at 9 a.m. for an exam थिला गुटे. So what will I do? I'll do ମୁଁ ready हवा आरंभ हवा पूर्वरु Jio रे order कली whatever she told. मते ready हवा को 5 minutes लगे. I'm not freak of all makeup and all. मुझे 5-10 minutes लगे because for me it is essential to reach at office at time. So within 10 minutes or before that like 7 minutes or 6 minutes भितरे that fellow person called me, madam I'm here. आपण जो location देचंदी and you please receive with the OTP. So this is how we can say the internet retailing. So my mother says जेमती हठात की 7 मिनिट 6-7 मिनिट आसेला मो मां कोची तू तू मार्केट जीवनी बुझिलु तू मार्केट जीवनी तू घरे बसिबो मोर जहा दरकार सु मगे दबो एटा संग संग आस जाउछ ना. This is how people are feel delighted. मो मां जे सब बेले कहबो तू मार्केट रे किन आज्ञा
मैडम एटा एबे ହେଇଛି जियो मार्ट सर।
That is quick
बहुत जल्दी.
service.
It is one of the quickest service. शुणु क्विक तो मु कहबिनी quickest माने भाबंतु आपण ऑर्डर करिवे रेडी होवा भीतर आपण जिंस घर को आसे सेति के समय तो मु गाडी स्टार्ट भी करन थांदी आनिया को जिबा पेंटू
सेटा आज भी से मु खाई बसिल ता दही पई मगैली से जियो मार्ट रे मु खाଇବା आरंभ कली दही मिल गला।
ସେଇଆ ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ତ internet retailing ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ ରେ one of the best way to sell the product and I would suggest everyone should start their own business with the franchisee. ଆପଣ corporate retailing को जानतु franchisee आनंतु internet selling रे निजरो आरंभ कर दियंतु sell करिबा. So that is how now people are depending upon this internet. There is no requirement of physical outlet, there is no requirement of physical seller, only you require a kind of free time sellers जो माने कि आपनकर ऑर्डर टाको रिसीव करिवे. So that is how we can say small quantity of product can be reached to the individual customer with a very fastest way. So that was called internet retailing. And apart from that, one more thing is when we're talking about internet retailing karibar reason hela kono. Now we don't have time to visit the market. We don't have time to search for the varieties of the product through a salesperson in a market, in a physical market. तो आपण कौन करिवे ना सेल्स पर्सन को छाडंतु आपण को फ्री टाइम रे सोइबा पूर्वरु नले मार्केट को जानतु थ्रू द इंटरनेट and search for your product, add it in the cart, and then whenever it is required, you will buy it. Got it? So that was called fastest kind of retailing, that was internet retailing. Last type of retailing is called service retailing. Retailers are not always sells tangible products, remember. Sometimes they will offer, services. Now the service deals with various kind of service which are deals with high range of quality. जेमती हमें कहबो restaurant, hotels, different kind of अपन जदि कहबे टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस सेठी अपन केवल देखिबे सर्विस रिटेलिंग होची, प्रोडक्ट रिटेलिंग बहुत कम होची. अपन रेस्टोरेंट जाउचंती खाइबा अपन सब रेस्टोरेंट रे खाउचन ऑन एवरेज on an average way. जेमती मु सब बेले कुए if you have hunger अपन को बहुत अधिक hunger अछि अपन को पाखरे then you will eat anything, it will feel delighted. If you're not hungry, if you eat some of the best safe robi khaiba, you will find out some lacuna in that. Fine. If you are hungry, नहीं जानते अपन काली राती रो किछि खांती खाई नांती सकाळ सकाळ ऑफिस रो कॉल आसी गला खाली गोटे कप चाहा पी के अपन भारी के पळे आछन दिन 12 रे अपन खाइबा को चांस मिलला then whatever the hotel will give, whatever that restaurant will give, you will feel enough delighted. You'll feel delighted. कौन पाए कि you are not, it was not supposed to be sophistication, it was supposed to be how you will eat the product. Fine. Oh, it is all about hunger. कौन करे क्लास बंद कर दो ये बाबू तो नॉन स्टॉप करे बेले रहिलेनी
मैडम एटा से जानी की करछंती
मते भी से लगुछ कि
जानी
बाबू
की
से
करछंती एटा एबे
ये कोड गले से पिलाटी कला कि एटा जणा केमते पडिबो की करूची
एटा की करछ जाना ना
गतटा देखि देथिली मु एटा देखि पारनी
अच्छा एटी तो एटी
मैडम ये
एक्चुअली जो
अजय कुमार साहू के करछन
अजय कुमार साहू मैं ताको म्यूट करथली एटा कोन ए क्लास रे होची ना प्राय सब क्लास रे होय ना आज तो आरंभ होला
ना ना मझरे मझरे हो सब क्लास ने मझरे मझरे हो
अच्छा माने एटा शुभ मुहूर्त मिलिची ताको ना
फ्रंट पेज रोज ना पूरा ऐसे की जांचनी करची कोन होची जाना पड़ने किछ 10 एक्चुअली ऊपर रोजी फ्रंट ऊपर स्क्रीन ऊपर पे मे भी पॉकेट रे रखु भी से दरकार वाली गाड़ी चलाले भी से लागी जाउथबो
पॉकेट काई हबो पॉकेट रे टच स्क्रीन रे पॉकेट रे हबनी ना
नहीं देवशीष बाबू कहा को सुनो तो आमे तो कहा को ब्लेम करबानी
नहीं नहीं
कहिबार सिंपल जिंस हला कोन वी हैव इनफ मैचर वी शुड नो आवर बाउंड्रीज आमे टिके निजे जदी सचेतन रहिबा मु भाबुची कोनोसी भी एक्सीडेंट सचेतन रहिले हबनी एंड दिस इज एन एक्सीडेंट मु या भाबी किना क्लास कंटिन्यू करबी जदी मु भाबी एटा एक्सीडेंट नुहे तन तो मते राग लागियो मु क्लास बंद कर देबी तो कोन मिलिबो से रागरु सरू तो आमे पाठ पढेबा जदी आउथरे से कले आमे गांधी को नीति करके आउथरे बंद करबा आउथरे स्टॉप करे आउथरे स्टार्ट करियो हला आ किछि बात नहीं कारण आपण माने नॉल नहीं ऑफलाइन क्लास को जिता
नहीं नहीं मैडम वी कैन टॉलरेट दिस वी विल डू ऑनलाइन
वी कैन टॉलरेट दिस सेटा देखो आमे सब टॉलरेट करछु आमे पाकिस्तान से युद्ध करके ना भी टॉलरेट करी होलु तो एगुडा कोन ए टॉलरेंस हम पाखे अछि पे so we'll talk about this service retailing. So service retailing not always sells tangible product and it was retailing that selling the services मु जेमते रे कहउतले रेस्टोरेंट रे बहुत टाइम रे खाइबाटा भी बेसी मायने रखे how they will deliver, what is the time period they're taking for the delivery of the product and services, how the person is asking so politely about the product and what do you want and something like that, the voice of the person has to be very sweet and all is sabu count kare service retailing de. Now one step ahead, what are the characteristics of retailing? First characteristics, retailing have a direct contact with the customer, relationship with the customers. They are selling small stocks quantities of goods, stock goods of different brands. Customers contact with the company, have a limited shelf place and sell the product or goods at a maximum price. So these are the some of the characteristics. When we're talking about retailing, I am continuously saying this is a direct contact with the customers. And when someone is having a direct contact with the customers, that is no mediator, that is no mediation, definitely you'll get more feedback about your product and about your services, and that will make you more easily enhance your product to one step ahead. आपण प्रोडक्ट रो कोन चेंजेस आनिया दरकार केमती चेंजेस आनिया दरकार प्रोडक्ट रे आउ कोन आवश्यकता अछि सब आपण जानि परिबे जदि आपण डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट करछन्ती कस्टमर सहित and you take a direct feedback from the customer. Second one is relationship with the customers. Not only you take a feedback, but you at least establish a good relationship with the customers by sending the detail about the product and services from time to time, by wishing them in their birthday, anniversaries, etc., etc., etc. Sometimes you call and give them information about the product and services. So this is how the customer feel delighted when you establish a good relationship. And if you establish a good relationship, it will definitely help for selling aspect. Stocks small quantity of goods. So आजिका डेट रे ना लोक माने बहुत huge quantity of goods को किनिया को इच्छा करनांती. Small quantity because everyone is working. ना आपण अधिका क्वांटिटी रो किनिबे ना यूज कर परिबे वेस्ट होबनी. So these are like certain things जहा जगो लोक माने आजिका डेट रे small quantity of goods किनुचंदी. ता छडा जदी आपण कहिबे you know, in today arena, in specifically in India, the families are very small. Fine. जदि आपण आपनको बापांको कथा कहउथबे या तो फिर आपण जेजे बापा कथा कहउथबे सेतले देखि फैमिली मेंबर्स थिबे 15 जण 12 जण 16 जण का घरे 20 जण दादा खुडी तांको छुआ आउ जने बापांकर माने बड़ बापांकर छुआ पिला एमडी हेगिना 20 25 थिबे एबे everyone have a very small family, very small isolated family. And when you have a small isolated family, definitely you're thinking about the product and services which are available in the small quantities. So stock goods of different brands, that was the next characteristics. That means what? Retail usually stock different goods of different brands according to the demand of the product. अपन का बेस्ट एग्जांपल हैला कोन जो ई कार्ट वगैरह जो माने कि डिलीवरी सर्विसेज करबे तांको पई कि कोनोसी गोटे ब्रांड इज नॉट एसेंशियल, इट इज व्हाट पीपल आर आस्किंग and that they will deliver. So कोनोसी गोटे ब्रांड रो प्रोडक्ट में बहुत ब्रांड रो प्रोडक्ट में करबे. One of the example is Smart Bazaar and all. Smart Bazaar रे देखिबे अपन तांको निजो प्रोडक्ट गुडा थिबो ता बादे there are different products from different manufacturer from different brands semane seta be bikuchanti, right? So that was called stock goods. Then customer contact with the company. So if you are a retail shop, then it is easy for the customer to contact to the person. If you're a manufacturer, then there is a, you know, there is a gap between you and customer. So customer or the consumer, whenever feel that I need to spread a particular information to the company or brand, he will visit it to the retailer, and the retailer will definitely, you know, take the information from that particular person and give that information to the company about the product, about its services, about it's simply called feedback. Then have a limited hubs. That means what? Retail stores usually have very limited hub space and only good stock goods which have been demand. That means देखिए जो गुड़ा को demand रे नहीं, simple जिंसो that was not feasibly showcased in the retail shops. तो जो गुड़ा demand रे नहीं सिर्फ retail shop रो display रे भी नथिबो. जो गुड़ा demand रे अच्छी that was only displayed. Right? So that was called have a limited hub space. Then sells the goods at a maximum price. So sometimes like MRP, you cannot sell any product beyond the MRP or above the MRP. I mean, but since retailing involves selling the products directly to the customer, it will it also witness the maximum prices. So sometimes the retail shop re bikri hochi jinso और जो तले आपण होलसेल रे प्रोडक्ट किनुचंदी होलसेल प्रोडक्ट्स आर लिटिल बिट यू नो इन कंपैरिजन टू रिटेल शॉप थ्रू रे लिटिल बिट आपणकर कोन पड़िबो ना लेस प्राइस पडुची आ जदि मैन्युफैक्चरर डायरेक्ट बिकुची इफ द मैन्युफैक्चरर विल डायरेक्टली सेल द प्रोडक्ट टू द कस्टमर्स तले एटा आपनको आहुरी बी चीप प्राइस पड़िबो बट जेतले आपणकर इफ यू रिमेंबर लास्ट मार्केटिंग दा आपणकर पढा हेतला 2 channels, 3 channels of distribution system, how that 2 channels or 3 channels make an impact on price. One purchi. जोटी आपण manufacturer direct product बिकुची सेठी आपणकर product रो price ता somehow manageable और एठी आपणकर product price ता कम रहिबो. जेतले channels introduce हे जाउचंदी like manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, then everyone definitely asks for their own benefit. जेतले समस्त निजर बेनिफिट रखी रखी प्रोडक्ट बिकुचंती ना सेतेबेले the product price become maximum. It was not beyond MRP, but it was not cheaper as comparison to the product which is available through the directly from the manufacturer. Got it? Okay, आपण मानको दिसुची तो मो स्क्रीन ब्लैक हे गला
नहीं नहीं देख slow होता है।
okay so characteristics over. Now came to the functions of retailing. So functions is there are certain functions one by one padiba on basing on the performance ame kochu these functions are there. First one is called sorting. Sorting means manufacturer कौन करूची ना जितने प्रोड्यूस करूची प्रोडक्ट टा गोटे लार्ज क्वांटिटी रे प्रोडक्ट करूची प्रोड्यूस करूची of a similar or homogeneous kind of product, but when it was came to the retail shop, it was came in a small quantities as requirement of that particular area. जो area रे जितने की quantity रो product दरकार होची retail shop को सेत्ती की जाऊची, so that will make a balance in demand and supply both. बुझी होची नहीं जानतु mobile phone shops भुवनेश्वर रे अधिका in comparison to Cuttack or Puri. That means what? These Bhubaneswar people require more mobile phones, or it is the shops are being used or established as the demand of increases. So जितने demand बढ़ी ची Bhubaneswar रे देखिए even in मु तो इबे के शहीद नगर DDC सामना रे गली रे केवल mobile shop था. So that means what? This is the place where Bhubaneswar रे अपन को mobile shop रो और mobile रो demand बढ़ी जाऊची. So that's why here the shop number of shops are very high. But ସେଇଠି ଆପଣ ଯଦି comparison କରୁଛନ୍ତି somewhere like Puri, like Cuttack, ସେଠି mobile shop ର quantity କମ. So it was all about demand and supply. So manufacturer ତ manufacturation କରିବ and bulk ରେ କରିବ, but ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ supply କରୁଛି କୌଣସି ବି product କୁ ସେ sorting କରି କରୁଛି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ କେତିକି demand and supply ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଏମିତି ବି କହୁଛୁ କଣ ନା absolute monopoly market भी कहूचो तामाने जोठी जेतिकी डिमांड सेतिकी प्रोडक्ट ही हमें बिकबो ताठो अधिक नुहे ताठो कम ने, so that product will not losing its time period and the market, if the market have a demand then product will available, if the market don't have a demand then product will not available. Then breaking the bulk, that was called the second kind of function. Retailers buy the product or goods from the manufacturer and wholesaler in sufficiently large quantity but sell to the customers in small quantity. Right? Eta बुझिबा दरकार नहीं मु भाबुची. Channels of communication. So there are certain channels of communication that the retailer shops are being adopting. जेमति की hoarding लगेबा, जेमति की small scale advertisement, जेमति की advertisement तो अपन को manufacture जे करूची, the manufacturing company will make an advertisement and that that expenditure was added to the manufacturing cost or total cost ame kochu. But apart from that particular communication, retail पाखु जेतले product असती retail भी तार communication करूची. केमती करूची ना different channels of communication are being used to make a awareness of the product. That was called hoarding, that was called displaying the product in front of the people, in front of the store. Eta भी आपण कहि परबे कि गोटे प्रकार communication, and the advantages of communication is people will have awareness about the product and they will buy. But जब आपण wholesaler पाखु जाउ आपको मिलिबनी, that was you are not getting the facilities of channels of communication. Then next one is we're talking about the next function, that is marketing. Retail stores are the final channel where the actual decisions are being made. Hence, they act as an important marketing channel for the brands. Smart placements, banners, advertisement, offers, small strategies are being executed by the manufacturer to increase their sales in retail stores. So that means what? When we're talking about retail marketing, yes, it was making a huge impact on sale. आपण केमती करिवे एडवर्टाइजमेंट कोनोसी प्रोडक्ट रिटेल शॉप रे आपण जे सेल्स पर्सन थिबो से बारंबार आपण को सिमिलर प्रोडक्ट देखैबो, या तो फिर आपण होर्डिंग लगेबे, या तो फिर बैनर लगेबे, या तो फिर डिस्प्ले करिवे स्मार्ट प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट दैट वाज कॉल्ड डिस्प्ले मार्केटिंग आपण जदि भलो डिस्प्ले भी करछंदी ताहले बी you know the product will came into the eyes of the customer, it will be properly communicated with the customer and it will be sold. Now, what are the retail process? Retail management process kona? Identify the problem you want to solve, then understand the people you want to help, develop the taste of your product and services, address all the legal and financial matter, specify and prepare administrative needs, promote your retail brand, product and services, and always ensure that continuous improvement has to be made with a constant feedback of the people. ସେଥିପାଇଁ retail ଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ଆମେ କହୁଛୁ direct marketing ହେଲେ ହିଁ it will be good. Identify the problem you want to solve. That means if I'm talking about retail industry or retail management, so there are n number of problems भी ଆସିପାରେ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କୌଣସି product ବିକୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେମିତି କି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ example ଦେବି price war. Price war means what? If there is a similar kind of a product is being produced by different brands, like 5 different brands, and having a similar kind of a pricing also. But jane kon kala, Mr. A kon kala tar price ku pakhabaki 10% cheaper kala, se drag down kala. B kon kala 12% drag down kala. C kon kala 30% extra dela. D kon karibo, now you are entering to the price war. So identify the problem and try to solve it. A price war is one thing. Sometimes it will make a negotiation on your selling price. Fine, I'm not talking about MRP. I'm talking about discount on an MRP on your selling price. So understanding people, what they're really looking for or what they really want to, accordingly you will sell, develop your product as per the taste of the product and services as people is having demand. Try not to enter to any legal or financial matter. It will definitely, stay away from that. Promote your brand with a product, good product and good services. And सबबेले आपण जेतले भी product को बिकुचंदी, take a constant feedback through which you could able to promote your product and enhance your product or develop your product. So in next class, which is tomorrow at exactly at 7 a.m. So little bit jadi change hoba, we will start the class at 7:10. Fine. So describe, ame seti kon kariba na, kali ame padhiba how the evolution was made in worldwide and in India and how the impact was being seen in this particular industry. Got it? Kali ita ame padhiba. आपण मानकर किछ जदी क्वेश्चन अछि पचारंतु. Maybe आपरे गोटे घंटा आपनकर ब्रेक अछि ता परे जाई नेक्स्ट क्लास हबो. एबे किछ
मैडम
आपण
ये
मानकर डाउट आसीनी. हां
हाँ मैम हेलो
कौन
मैडम ये जो यूनिट 1 मैडम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स तो मेंशन कराइन तो मैडम सेते
नहीं सुनंदो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स तो जहां भी ला आपनकर इंट्रोडक्शन रे रहिबो.
आगे
सिलेबस थाउ न थाउ किंतु आपनकर इंट्रोडक्शन रे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स रहिबो.
मैडम फंक्शन भी रहे मैडम
फंक्शन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स नीड इंपोर्टेंस एटा तो हला आपनकर बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन ना. आपण जत्ते बळे भी देखिबे इंट्रोडक्शन माने ही चारटा आपण लिखिबे.
आगे
Okay, then I will close the class and end करूची. ता द्वारा कोन बना आपनकर गोटे घंटा ब्रेक अछि ता परे एमई क्लास अछि सेतेबेला आपण माने जॉइन करबे. Thank
Okay,
you
ma'am.
and
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you to all of you and
Thank you,
try
ma'am.
to maintain the decorum. खाली देखिबे स्विच ऑन थिले आपनकर माइक टिके बंद करके ना